Just think, the two men who designed this were not golf course designers, but they sure had a stroke of genius.
You don't see many very good golf courses on bad bits of property, particularly these days, Jim, when you've got the big earth-moving equipment, because they were blessed here with some wonderful facts of nature. Here's the last game. Oh, quickly
back up to Colin.
And
yes.
Montgomery. Now he's got to just plot his way up this final hole. Oh, that started left.
It started left, yeah.
Oh,
he doesn't look discouraged.
Oh, that started well left.
I think they had a big bend on it. There it goes into the right rough. Spotter moving toward it. So Montgomery, his own problem. He's 2 under for the day, even for the championship. Here's Woozy.
That was a 7-iron downwind from 169.
Sit down, but it won't. Looks like it's sitting up all right.
This is a very difficult hole to play, Peter, because the players know the wind's behind them, but they don't feel it on the tee, and they can't see it up at the green.
Here was Jack Nicklaus 10 years ago in the U.S. Open at this hole. He had birdied 3 and 4. Took a 6-iron on the par 3 fifth. In the days when we were all wearing our hair a bit longer. And look at that. That set him up for yet another birdie as he birdied 5 in a row.
He looks younger now than he did then.
Well, yes, he does. Well, takes care of himself, the man.
That's what I heard.
There you see it. 4 in a tie for the lead. Now Kite, Woosnam, Morgan, and Hallberg. There's Montgomery, way up ahead. Sindelar and Lehman, Mark McNulty, Stadler. Paul Azinger's been having his trouble. He got into it for a bit, but now he's back at 2 over. And all those will have to get going if they're going to get back into the fight.
Well, they need something. Here's Tom Kite at the 6th.
Par 5. Big chasm on the right. Doesn't come into play on tee shot unless you really bend it. And eventually you'll go up that hill to the green.
Started this one down the left-hand side of the fairway. Needs a bounce. 6th hole playing right into the wind now. Very long.
Is that it in the fairway now?
Yes, it's in the left-hand side of the fairway.
We see it. Yeah, thank you.
It's actually going to be a tough shot to get it up on the hill now.
Now Montgomery with his 2nd shot on the par 5 18th.
Doesn't look to be lying too badly, and it appears as if he can get a long iron at it, sort of 3-iron. He's still going to be faced with a longish 3rd shot with the wind left to right coming off the ocean.
You want to know how difficult this is technically to do the U.S. Open. Our cameras now are having to cover everything from the 5th hole to the 18th hole all at once. But here we are. Colin Montgomery. All right.
Bad. That's all right. That's, he's still 120 yards or so from the flag, but in good shape.
Meanwhile, on the 5th tee, here was Gil Morgan. Near thing, but then a bad break, kicking off the side of the hill, just over the green. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Would you care to join us at the U.S. Open? There's the way they stand. 3-way tie for the lead now. The range of sea creatures off the shore of Pebble Beach are an environmentalist dream. First of all, you have a thriving colony of sea lions, some of them as heavy as 600 pounds, and their relatives, the harbor lions. Then there are the sea otters, born actors, perennial favorites here. Brown pelicans, big creatures with 6 feet wingspans, made a comeback in the 80s. And every winter, an armada of boats haul sightseers out to witness the migration of the California gray whales. 20-ton monsters, these, headed south to the warmer waters off the coast of Mexico. Well, tonight, Bob Saget and Dave Coulier kick off a special night with America's Funniest Home Videos and America's Funniest People. After that hour, The Commish-a-thon begins with the Commish movie special. All starts at 8 Central Time tonight. Now we're going to move you over to Brent Musburger, who's been watching all this with great avid interest. You have a real story to tell now, Brent.
Quite a tale indeed, Jim, and it's beginning to look like we're not going to have so much a winner of this U.S. Open as we'll have a survivor. At the 5th, here is Gil Morgan.
Morgan 500 now? Does that make it 5?
Morgan made a 6.
6?
Wonderful, Steve Melnick.
We said it yesterday, Gil Morgan was one of the best lag putters on tour, but this is absurd. Brent, he has made a number of putts now over 25 feet. You know, there's no heat on Morgan now.
Colin Montgomery, this is his 3rd shot at 18, and he would be delighted to go into the locker room and sit down at even par.
Wind blowing hard from his left.
But it'll be tough up and down right there. And look at that flagstick flapping in the breeze. Just a couple of hours ago, the wind began driving the mist out of here and drying up these greens at the same time. Now it's Ian Woosnam for a par at 5.
Next guy, Woozy.
Now Faldo at 7.
That's looking left. That's over the 8th tee.
Onto the rocks off the 8th tee box there. That's how treacherous that wind has become, Steve.
Well, if you get it turning the wrong way in the wind, you can't stop it. If Montgomery has a clean lie, he can possibly get it close because he's playing back into the wind.
Jack Nicklaus, I want you to tell the public what you told us just a few moments ago when Montgomery was striding down the 18th fairway.
Well, Brent, I mean, I may be a little bold, but I said if Montgomery pars this hole, the tournament's over. And what I mean by that is that it's obviously not over, but you've got 14 holes of golf by the other players under conditions that are just unbelievably difficult. I mean, conditions we've had the first 3 days have not been difficult, and nobody has been able to play it. But here, it's just going to be very, very difficult to finish.
All right, Steve, here now is Faldo at 7.
He's just in the hazard, but able to play the ball. Actually has a fairly decent lie, but a very awkward stance, and going back with the wind hurting him. His first shot he played with a very long club, either a 4 or 5 iron, tried to play kind of a half boring little long pitch, and the wind just threw it away. He's really been struggling though on the greens. Still in deep trouble.
Now it is Gil Morgan, and he seems to be the only one unflustered by it all at the moment.
That's a beautiful drive right down the middle of the fairway and solid.
You know, you begin to wonder if these conditions don't begin to play into Gil's hands. He's an incredibly long, straight drive of the ball, and he grew up in that wind in Oklahoma.
Woosnam.
Well, you know, Gil has been through that position of making all his mistakes. He's been through what he thinks is his embarrassment in the golf tournament, and you know, he may just hang in there. I tell you, whoever's out there's got a tough way to go.
Now Montgomery for par. And the Scotsman will take it in at even and wait and see what happens.
How similar now to 72. Jack Nicklaus shot 292 over par to win. There was not a single round under par in the 72 Open, in the final round. Brent, remember we commented about the scoreboard being littered with red numbers. We're down to 5.
Now Kite, number 6, his third shot. Lucy waiting for his second shot here.
He's going to take an iron and just try and put it in the fairway above the hill. It's kind of interesting that Woosnam, as long as he is, was outdriven, hit a good one, and was outdriven by Gil Morgan here. That's a good-looking shot there.
Shot. Hey there.
Still rolling. Well done.
You got to hit 2 pretty solid to get it up this hill today, Steve.
Well, what a deceptively difficult hole this 6th has become, with the wind blowing right into the players' faces. What was a reachable par 5 for 3 days is anything but that. There you see the steep drop from the fairway down to the fairway, and then the important part is the incline up to the green. It's a 90-foot rise from where you play your second shot to where Woozy just landed his.
Gil has a 3-wood. And that's a long ways to the right. Look out for that one.
That's down the cliff, Rossi.
Well, that's a killer. That is really a killer there.
Faldo trying to scramble back for a bogey here at the shortest hole on the course.
Well, the wind has become such a factor putting. I mean, the greens are a delicate matter on the best of days. Today you can't hold yourself still over the putt. The wind blows the ball around, very difficult.
Big advantage today to have a short tapping type of putting stroke as opposed to the long willowy one in the wind.
Meanwhile, Brooks birdie putt at 6.
That's the 6th green there. Tom Kite's played 3 fine shots just to get home in regulation.
Oh yes, and remember that one. He'll have a lot of backers the rest of the way. Sentiment is big in golf. Here's a fine winner who has never accomplished what most try to do, and that's win a major tournament, and now he has a chance on this Sunday.
More incredibly, Brent, only 2 top 10 finishes in 20 previous U.S. Opens.
It swings down after 7, then you take that trek up and you're looking down from above at those cliffs of doom, the ones that will bring such memories back, haunting ones at that for Gil Morgan. And at one time today, no one was managing to solve the riddle of the 10th hole. 14 of the last players to play 10, 3 triples and 7 doubles.